What's up, Team KBA? One Tech Traveler checking in the Last Shelter universe. There are a lot of updates going up recently, which is why I've been trying to get these videos out to you as soon as possible. So check back if you want to see some things earlier in the timelines. But today, this update, we are dropping on Hero Day, and it is the third smaller pool of Season 3 heroes. We are in Doomsday Season 3 Week 5, the penultimate one before all of the heroes come back before the season finishes. You can check the hero section, and here we are. This is the Three Sisters pool. If you've been waiting for the ladies, then this is the time to drop your tickets. So we're gonna dive into this Three Sisters pools, and I'll be sharing some of my thoughts and insights about each individual one and what they are good for. Like always, you can find my full written article and my heroes guide on my website, so check it out at onetechtraveler.com, and make sure you join the Team KBA community to see more awesome Last Shelter videos in my gaming playlist alongside my tech and travel videos. So let's get started. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is the third pool in Doomsday Season 3 among those heroes. The first one was the all hero setup in the first week of Doomsday, and then 2 weeks back, which was in week 3, we had the Major Ana, Tech Priestess and Wings of Liberty pool, and now it is the Three Sisters. So if you have been holding onto those tickets for a long time, or had your eye on really giving yourself the best chance to try and max any or all three of the sisters, then now is the time to do it. After this, it will be an all heroes pool, which means your tickets will be spread among not just all 6 of the Season 3 heroes, but a larger pool of legendary heroes, so duplicates are unlikely. You should definitely be dropping them in this pool. A look at this pool setup: we have the Three Sisters, of course, Countdown, Farseer and Vanguard, alongside 4 legendary heroes: Reaper, Arsenal, Shooterman and Dawn Guardian. Some people's luck are very hit and miss. I will say the average is still roughly 80 super tickets per seasonal hero. I'm definitely seeing a larger trend towards needing 100 super tickets to pretty much max out that luck meter before they get a hero. Over time, that could balance out for the better or for the worse. Some of them can get closer to 50. That's really out of your control, and you'll see a lot of different methods of how people try and drop tickets, doing it in the beginning of the hour, towards the end of an hour, different time zones. Like, there's honestly a lot of different variations. So of course, if you have the tickets, if you're doing it on Hero Day, then you might as well just spread it among the hourlies to get the best returns for your diamonds. But of course, the smaller pool lasts from Hero Day up until free development day, so you do have 4 days to accumulate those tickets and to spread them out too, and just see what returns you get. I dropped pretty much the majority of my tickets. Going from my previous history, I would pretty much need 100 super tickets, but I want to give a lot of heads up for those in newer states, and again, just some of my deep dives on these 3. I have 2 of the Three Sisters, just singles, no duplicates, and that was kind of the approach with the all hero pool. But just to give you a bit of flavor among these heroes before I talk more about them in my Season 3 hero video guide, Countdown Veronica, she is going to be your back row hero, and she is the damage dealer equivalent to, say, Captain Ivanov for vehicles, Shooterman, your Dawn Guardian. She's the one that you don't want in enemy line of sight, so you want to protect her in the back, and you pretty much want to unlock all of her combat skills, so skill 8 first, once you get those duplicates, and that is going to unlock her full potential to really get a lot of kills. Her second strike tends to activate pretty well, considering it's a 30% chance, and the damage is also very good towards the 750 total damage range. And if you are against APCs with like Tech Priestess or Wings of Liberty that provide some of that recovery, then this negates that for 2 turns. So very powerful skill 5 already. Her first skill requires 1 prep, but you can see it also deals damages to all enemies in range, and that's pretty much from the back line. She can hit all 3. and that is equivalent to pretty much 1000 damage, so very high damage if you can get that to open up. 35% chance, so it's not always going to activate, and that additional turn prep which means that she can be susceptible to any kind of suppression like silence or ones that negate the combat skills, but if she activates, then she's going to do very well. A look at her skill 8, and that is again going to unlock her full potential. She is the opposite of, say, a Captain Ivanov in an equivalent vehicle APC up to this season, since she doesn't basic attack at all, so the troops will not attack. However, all of that provides an increased buff to her combat skill damage, and also deals 301 skill damage to 1. You can see she is very combat focused. A lot of her awakened skill, vehicle damage, and her skill 7, which is might buff. She's the back row hero and is the backbone of the Three Sisters to provide all of that skill damage. Now we next look at Farseer. She is going to be a mid-row hero for vehicles and in the Three Sisters setup. You can kind of experiment her with legendaries or previous season heroes if you don't manage to get all Three Sisters. So the first one is a combat skill that has a decent 40% chance to deal up to 500% damage across 2 enemies, and also provides a very good debuff to those enemies from both their might and resistance, allowing that APC to do well when that skill 2 pops off, so that will come out fairly regularly. Falcon Eye is also a great buff that not only provides immunity to pretty much all forms of cancels, which is silence, disarm, suppression, and confusion, especially the last one from Tech Priestess, radar jamming, that lasts for 2 turns, so, and guarantee to the rest of the sisters with a 100% chance to increase their might and resistance by 100% for 2 turns, and is a great skill 5. When we look at her last one, EMP is also very good. It requires a 1 turn prep but has a 40% chance and will deal 600% damage. That also silences the enemy to use their combat skill, provides some additional firepower with all of the additional debuffs to the enemy and buffs to the friendly. She is a great mid-row that is going to really buff up the overall APC.
And then we move on to Vanguard, who I do have, and she's primarily a front row, but again you can kind of mix and match depending on the heroes that you have. So if we look at her skills, so Countdown is primarily the damage dealer. Farseer is a combination of dealing damage as well as providing like status buffs and debuffs, and then Vanguard is mostly going to be that support hero, boosting up the other 2. We can see that in her skill 2, which is Capacitive Flux. It's a prep skill, so it happens before round 1 and is active throughout the entire battle. And we can see here that again this is the opposite direction of that Panther, Anna, Ivanov APC combo, which are primarily basic attacks. Three Sisters are more combat skill based, so all of the friendly vehicle squads have a minus 20% basic attack damage, but we see a higher increase in the combat skill damage, and when that is maxed it's minus 20 basic attack, so that stays flat, whereas the increase in skill damage is buffed up by 45%, and that's pretty significant. So even if you don't have the other sisters, that skill 2 is still going to be great for those that have quality combat skills that can deal good damage. And like we saw previously, she is also great at bolstering Countdown's combat skills. Moving on to skill 5, which is Blur. On the first 2 turns, whenever the hero squads receive damage, when that is maxed, they have a 70% chance to evade this damage. I find this triggers very well, and for the first 2 turns at least, it allows them to evade this damage. That is going to be very important for setting the precedent. And when we look at skill 8, which I think is pretty important and pivotal when we look at the Three Sisters, and that is because this provides a guaranteed 100% chance to increase the final combat skill casting chance, which is basically the skill activation percentage, and that's on set turns 1, 3, 5, and 7, which means it's also guaranteed 4 turns if it is not interrupted, and more importantly, if the skill requires a prep, there's a 60% chance to skip that one turn. So great for just force activating any of the two sisters skills. And because the other two Farseer has 2 combat skills with assisted like buffs and debuffs, whereas countdown is just raw damage, then this skill is going to be useful for either of them to activate. And so you can see how the synergy between the 3 sisters is great, and for those who had their eye on trying to get all 3 of them, this is of course definitely the pull. The major honor pull, you kind of needed to have picked up Panther and Ivanov in the previous seasons, or with the S2 recruitment tickets, in order to make Anna more readily effective and to get similar synergy to the 3 sisters. But here, if you saved your tickets, if you had your eye on them, dropping it in this one, you are going to get rewarded very well. So should you drop your tickets in this pool? Yes, if you of course have the tickets you've been saving up. This is a great like ready-made APC setup to just unlock all 3 of them if you have great luck. And even if you don't, I can kind of swap some of these in and out if you're missing. But for all of you that are looking to drop your tickets, good luck. Let me know down in the comments how successful you were through the number of tickets you used, how many of the 3 sisters you got. It's just cool to see how lucky some people are, and maybe some that are on the less fortunate side. But let's see how it goes. Good luck to you all, and I look forward to seeing your results in the comments.
I'm so bad with giving it to Temptation, honestly, and my alliance members don't help since they caved in too. I'm gonna drop some tickets. I guess if I had to justify it, season 3 is the one that I went all in from the beginning and in the honor pool. And again, I don't have much. If I can get lucky, like, that would be really awesome. If not, then we are on for a painful journey. But hey ho, it is what it is. And considering I'm actually gonna skip season 4 and just be saving tickets, like, this is kind of the last chance for me to try and get duplicates in this narrow pool, considering I already have 2 of the sisters. I think a duplicate would be better, just making them more useful. But if I also get Farseer, like having 1 of each and then the Doomsday rewards to fill it in would also be great too. This hourly, a lot of people seem to be getting Farseer, so let's just give it a try. Please, please, guys, like, fingers crossed, like, Team KB, I need that energy. We all know my luck has been really bad, and I kind of want to change that. And if I can in this pool, like, I would be a happy man. So here we go. Let's do it. Oh man, I have committed. Oh dear. Always that purple time. Mix up a bit. Let's try again. Guardian. Here's the final 10. 631 though, not bad. Here we go. Finally got her, and I'm very happy with that. I got countdown duplicates. So I was actually trying to see who I'd want, and Vanguard would have been a great one actually, and I would have probably awakened her just as a front row. But countdown, now I can open her skill 8 and probably put Vanguard in the mid row just to bolster up Countdown's damage dealing capabilities for combat skills, and then run a maxed hero on the front row. But finally, very happy with that. But wow, did that take a lot of super tickets. Like honestly, the amount of tickets for me just doesn't work great no matter how I try to play it, or even when it looks favorable in hourlies or in the days. But so had to really work for that, and a bit frustrating at times. But with the end results, I'm happy with getting countdown. So yeah, with 2 purples, all good. And there we can see here we have first strike, second strike, and her death comes. But we know that her strength comes from her combat skills, so let's go ahead and unlock her. So with Ivanov as the back row, I opened up his skill 8. Same for countdown. Alright, countdown. One and 2. Death comes. Boom. Yeah. Alright, I'm happy with that.
So thanks a lot for joining me in the 3 Sisters hero pool update. Check out the rest of my Last Shelter videos in the gaming playlist for the token updates, the other hero pools earlier in the season, and read more on my website at onetechtraveler.com. Thanks a lot, Team KBA. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, keep being awesome. Peace.